Welcome to Let's Get Shots for America. Today we'll be discussing the rotavirus vaccine, an easy way to avoid a big mess. There are many words you could use to describe the start of your journey into parenthood: stressful, chaotic, exciting, and most likely, messy. An unavoidable part of your future with your child is more dirty diapers than you could ever imagine. A mess is inevitable, but one thing you don't want to make it worse is a rotavirus infection. Before going over the rotavirus vaccine, let's discuss what rotavirus is in the first place. Rotavirus is a highly contagious viral infection that causes diarrhea. Its mode of transmission is the fecal oral route. It spreads due to poor hand washing practices after using the bathroom. Young children are commonly infected if their caregiver does not always clean their hands well enough after changing diapers. Symptoms of an infection include diarrhea, bloody stool, nausea, fever, dehydration, dry mouth, abnormal sleepiness, or little to no urination. Rotavirus infection is the leading cause of diarrheal diseases in children under the age of 5 worldwide. Now, it's time to learn about the rotavirus vaccines. There are two different vaccines licensed in the United States: Rotatech and Rotarix. The two are similar, but some key differences exist. Rotatech is a live attenuated vaccine, which means a living, non-pathogenic, modified version of the virus is used to induce antibody production. It's administered in 3 doses total, all of which are given orally. Dose 1 would occur at age 2 months, dose 2 at 4 months, and dose 3 at 6 months. Rotarix is also a live attenuated vaccine. However, it's administered in 2 doses, 1.5 milliliters each, both given orally. Dose 1 occurs at 2 months, and dose 2 occurs at 4 months. Let's go over the ingredients in each of the rotavirus vaccines. Starting with Rotatech, there are 5 active antigens that lead to antibody production against 5 different strains of rotavirus. Sucrose and polysorbate 80 are both stabilizers. They ensure the vaccine does not change in storage and are commonly found in foods. Sodium citrate is an emulsifier, which ensures the vaccine ingredients stay in solution with water. Sodium phosphate monobasic monohydrate is a commonly used medication to ensure that the small intestine is getting enough fluid. Sodium hydroxide is a buffer. It keeps the vaccine pH the same as the body's. And lastly, fetal bovine serum is a growth medium for cells that lead to antibody production. Now let's take a look at the Rotarix vaccine. There is only one antigen in the Rotarix vaccine against the RIX4414 strain of rotavirus. Sucrose is a common ingredient between the two vaccines, acting as a preservative. Disodium adipate is a buffer, similar to sodium hydroxide, and maintains the vaccine pH. Dolbeco's modified Eagle medium is a growth medium for cells to produce the antigen, which is purified away before the rest of production. Lastly, sterile water acts as a solvent. Let's consider some of the reasons to get your child vaccinated against rotavirus. First off, it can decrease infection severity. Rotavirus infections are very common and very easy for young children to acquire. Most children worldwide will experience at least one infection with rotavirus, but vaccination can significantly decrease the infection severity. This decreases the chances of hospitalization due to severe dehydration. Second, let's discuss protection from infection. The vaccines against rotavirus protect from either 5 or one of its strains, depending on the brand. This decreases the chances of initial infection by up to 68%. Additionally, vaccination can decrease the chances of reinfection if infection has already occurred. Before we conclude, let's discuss a potential concern. Does this vaccine lead to bowel obstructions? In a previously offered rotavirus vaccine, there was a side effect of severe bowel obstruction. Continued safety monitoring after licensing allowed this to be discovered, and the vaccine was promptly removed from the market. Neither of the vaccines today have such a high likelihood of this side effect, but are continued to be monitored as others were. To learn more about rotavirus infections or rotavirus vaccines, feel free to check out the Cleveland Clinic or the CDC. But first and foremost, if you have any additional questions, reach out to you or your child's doctor to discuss the rotavirus vaccine. Thanks for watching.